Welcome, everyone. Welcome, Nicola, to The Mirror on this very dark Monday. We're going to bring some light to this Monday afternoon. We're dissecting, we're chatting all things I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here. Joined by the one and only, the ever so glamorous Nicola McLean tonight. How are you, Nicola?
Yeah, I'm good. How are you?
I'm very good. All the better for seeing you. It's nice to not be in a dressing gown for once at this time.
Absolutely. I mean, I've got my pajamas shorts on like the bottom half, but at least the top half looks all right.
Same, fluffy slippers and joggers all the way. So you are our guest columnist for the next few weeks. We're going to have live reaction here on The Mirror every 6 p.m. on a Monday, reaction videos on a Wednesday, and of course your column in Sunday's paper as well. Lots to talk about. We've not got a load of time. What a launch it was last night, Nicola. From GK's screams to Danny Jones' trouser snake. What did you make of the lineup?
Oh my God, I absolutely loved it. I thought this one was going to be epic. The lineup is brilliant and I just enjoyed every bit of it. Jane Moore catwalking in, I just loved it. I'm a huge fan of Talisa. I really want her to do well. I think she's had a super tricky time in the press in like recent years, so I'm hoping that we get to see her down to earth side, and I knew she was going to do well down in the pints because she's from Camden Town, so I thought she'll do well at that, and she did.
Absolutely. Already lots of comments coming in. Ian Williams wants to know, why does GK scream so much at everything? Obviously you've been in there. Is it a lot more scarier than it looks on TV?
It's terrifying. Like, it really is terrifying, and I think you could really see that Grace was actually struggling. I think sometimes people are acting and people have got very clever to this game. So they're like, all right, if I do loads of screaming, I'll keep on getting voted for trials, which obviously means more airtime. But I think you could genuinely see that she was terrified. And from all the clips I've seen from tonight's trial, I think that, you know, it's going to be very entertaining to watch. But yeah, she's going to have to stop screaming because we're going to keep on voting for her unless that's what she wants. And if that's a game plan, I'm all for a game plan. I love it. It is a game at the end of the day. But yeah, it's super scary. Like, I thought that I would cope better with some of the things that I didn't. You know, I did the eating trial and I coped with that fine. It's disgusting, but fine. But when you're in the dark, say for instance, and you can't see what you're doing and you're putting your hands in the most disgusting things, like I did scream and I swore quite a lot as well. I'm not going to lie.
I remember very well. So yeah, it is a brilliant lineup. Now, we chatted to Kim Woodburn the other day. She slammed the lineup for not being celebrity enough. Obviously, you two shared the Big Brother house. It's no secret, not always seeing eye to eye. She says ITV can't afford good celebrities. I mean, I love the lineup. Do you disagree? Do you agree? What do you think of that?
Do you know what? I think that just sums Kim Woodburn up, doesn't it? Because she's never happy with anything. I mean, does she think she's a really big celebrity? Because I didn't know who she was when she went into the jungle. And I think, like, when I got the jungle, loads of people didn't know who I was, but I was a very big page 3 girl. So I still had a fan base, but obviously now I have a different audience because I went on to I'm a Celeb. But, you know, I don't get where she's coming from. I mean, we've got Danny in there from McFly. What more do you want? No, she just always moans, doesn't she? Can't bear her. Can't stand the woman.
Well, nothing's changed there then. Now let's talk.
I should have actually left when you said you spoke to her. I should have been like, leave. Why are you speaking to her?
We have to get all sides. No, let's get back to some positives. You mentioned Talisa there. I feel like I haven't seen Talisa on anything for a little while, but my goodness, she's gone in there all guns blazing. She's grabbed that camp leader title with Alan. What are you making of Talisa so far?
Yeah, I think she's brilliant. And I think she stayed out of the limelight. I actually listened to Olivia Atwood, had her on our podcast just before she went into the jungle. And I listened to it. And actually, you know, she really spoke about how tricky she found it being so young, being an X Factor judge and the judgment. And, you know, but she's getting a lot of comments on her looks, which I'm really not enjoying. People saying, you know, how different she looks and alluding to the fact that she's done something to her face when actually she has Bell's palsy, which I didn't know, and that's why her face looks so different. So I think people need to remember to be kind first and foremost. But she's so balls, isn't she? The female boss. She's just going to be fantastic. And you know, I knew she would be good, and she hasn't disappointed. I know it's only day one, but I'm such a big Talisa fan.
She's brilliant. She is. She's come back and she's made a big statement by going in there. And, you know, I feel like she's pretty far in it.
Yeah, she's just
What
no
an
nonsense, Camden Town girl. She's going to get on with it. You know, I think if you annoy her, she'll tell you. I think she's a great campmate. But of course, ITV can't pay for big celebrities like X Factor judges and End-Up stars, of course. You know, we've got Talisa. She's brilliant.
Let's talk a little bit about the trials, because this year they kind of skipped the champagne arrival. You know, just before they got on them choppers, we seen straight away the vile drinks came out. I was in the middle of a bowl of vegetable soup at the time. Always get the timing wrong on launch night every year. But are the trials as bad as they look on TV? I remember, and I've got to bring this up, when you had the kangaroo testicles. Yeah, sorry if it's it's a subject, and you were asking if, you know, you might get pregnant from it.
I mean, obviously, that was a joke. And, you know, obviously I was joking. And I remember the papers wrote about that as if I was being serious when I asked, can I get pregnant from the kangaroo sperm? I mean, I was obviously joking. And obviously I know how to make a good line for newspapers because everyone loved it. But yeah, the trials are worse than you see on telly. I mean, the eating trial, I mean, with these veneers, there's no way I'd be able to do it now because the kangaroo testicle and the eyeball was so tough. I had to like push down to help, like with my hand to help me chew it. And so with these veneers, there's no chance I'd be able to do it now, I don't think. But yeah, I really wanted the eating trial though. I must be like one of the only people because I think it's the most memorable one. And I'm such a huge fan of the show. And I wanted to grab the show with both hands. And I felt so privileged to have got it. I was like, I won't feel like I've completed it if I haven't eaten a testicle.
It's all part of the experience, isn't it? Now, you've obviously joined us as our celeb columnist for the next few weeks. Can't wait to see some of the reaction ahead. I did notice that The Sun has signed Rebecca Vardy as their celebrity columnist. And she's already came out saying, you know, she wants to see Colleen eating ostrich bum and all these horrible things. I wondered, did you speak to Colleen before she went in?
No, I don't know Colleen. I don't know her. I mean, genius of The Sun to get Becky, by the way, genius. But you've got me. And me and Becky have been swapping tips here. So, you know, we have been talking. But I don't know Colleen. But I think Colleen has done, she looks brilliant in there. I think she'll be really good. I think she'll grab it with, like Talisa, I think she'll be like really focused on the trial. So, but I don't know her. So no, I didn't speak to her. We both have the same necklace though. Look, by the same company. I've got Rocky and Strike and my kids, and she's got this with all of her children's names on it. So yeah, we're aligning in jewellery here.
Well, it is interesting. I mean, Rebecca said that her and Colleen had done a book, they've done documentary, then they've both done The Jungle. She kind of thinks, you know, she's always wanted her life. I noticed that was something that was printed. I mean, what do you say to that?
I mean, I think that anyone that is in this job wants to get a book, wants to do I'm a Celebrity. I mean, I'm dying to do Dancing on Ice. So I think you end up doing, I remember when Katie Price said that about me when I did The Jungle after her. And it's like I didn't want to be Katie Price, but yeah, I wanted to do some of the things that she'd done because she's epic. And like, you know, so I think you end up just doing the same jobs, don't you? It's just if you're lucky. I mean, if you're lucky enough to get I'm a Celeb, then I don't see why anyone would turn it down. It's just the best show on telly.
I have to agree with that. If you can't tell by the themed living room tonight.
I love it.
Did you speak to anyone before the wedding, or did you kind of did you tweet any tips to anybody? I mean, I know it was a few years ago you did it, but was there any advice that you give, or is there any advice you would give to somebody that's going in?
No, do you know what? Like in past years, people have messaged me and said, "Okay, I'm doing it. Like, what do you think?" But this year, no. I did GK Barry's podcast a few months ago, and she didn't give any hints that she was doing it. I would always say to anyone that messaged me about this show, just enjoy it. Like, it was the best experience. I absolutely loved it. So I can't believe that people turn it down. I mean, I understand massively famous people turn it down, but I think if you're on a level and you get offered to do this show, you've just got to do it. It's just amazing.
And you can kind of see that, you know, I think it was Dean was a bit hesitant jumping out the helicopter, and then he just did it. That's really, I suppose, the attitude you've got to have. You've just got to do it all, haven't you, when you go in there?
I think you've got to give it a whirl. I mean, I'm so glad they didn't get me to jump out of a helicopter. I don't know if I could have done it, but I suppose you kind of have to. And yeah, you just got to grab the opportunity. I loved it. I loved sleeping outside. People always say to me, oh, was it scary to sleep? I got the most relaxing sleep in there with like all the noise of the jungle and I just absolutely loved it.
Because it is real. There's a lot of people say, oh, it's a fake jungle and all of this. We've got reporters down there at the minute, you know, and they've walked through and shown just how far in the jungle they really are. What else can you tell us about the camp? You know, is there any little secrets that we don't get to see on TV? Anything you remember from when you were in there?
So there's a canopy over the camp so that you're not getting a lot of sun because of the UV in Australia, which I was livid about because I was like, I really don't want to be on TV pale in a bikini. So I just used to keep on moving to any tiny bit of sun and then getting told off over the tannoy, like, get in the shade. I was like, no, the water is freezing. Like, so the shower water is freezing and the like little sort of pool thing that you've got to wash in, that is so cold. I mean, the only reason why I showered as much as I did was to get the front covers of the newspapers in my bikini. I've got to be honest, because I literally, Joe Swash barely got in the shower and I thought I'd be the same. I mean, you're dirty anyway, because you're drying with a dirty towel. Basically, you're putting on like clothes that you've washed in a stream. I mean, you're never clean. So yeah, I would never have washed as much because it was freezing. But you know, I wanted the shower scenes, which apparently they're axing. I hate the fact that they're axing it. Apparently no, it's gone all PC, isn't it? And it's probably, they're saying it's sexist, but it done well for my career.
At least you're honest about it.
Absolutely.
Now, Lindsay's asking on Twitter, what did you make of Oti and Melvin? Now, obviously, they didn't do so well in those initial challenges. The loafers on, you know, in the sand, it just didn't seem to play out great. Do you think they're perhaps underdogs in the competition, or are they in for some more trouble?
I think they are. I think both of those. I mean, this is the problem. At the minute, I can't say anything. I mean, it will probably come, but I can't say anything bad about any of them. They're all it seems like such a great lineup. But I think Oti and Melvin will go far. I think people will really warm to Melvin. He seems to be really nice. And everyone loves Oti, doesn't she? So even though they didn't do well at it, they still provide, like, the entertainment value was brilliant. Him in the loafers, excellent. I loved it.
Have you got any money on who you think or who you want to win? I would
say I would like Talisa to win. I really would. I think Colleen will win. That's what I think. I thought it, as soon as they've seen that she was announced, I think Colleen will win. I think GK Barry will do really well. There's so many of them. Honestly, at the minute, soap stars always do so well, don't they? Danny will do well, I think. It's going to be hard to make the cyclone this time because that's what everyone wants to do. And I think it's going to be really hard because there's so many front runners already.
100%. It is hard to pick, but with time we will see. This time next week we'll maybe have a bit more insight into look back. But we've run out of our 15 minutes already. It's a little bit too quick for my liking. But obviously everybody can catch your reaction videos on Wednesday, more across 100%. The mirror, what's going on, and of course you column in the paper on Sunday, and then right back here, same time, same place, 6 p.m. on Monday for some more reaction. Nicola, thank you so much. It's gone very fast, but let's do it next week.
Can't wait. I'll see you then.
See you then.
Bye.